I'm Heather Higginbotham with Bartow News 1. Right now, we're standing outside of the Bartow County Jail where the last member of the house party that took place this weekend is getting ready to be released. Now, the NAACP reached out to us and asked us to get in contact with Dexter Benning, the second vice president of the NAACP Bartow County chapter, as well as the Fulton County Public Defender's Office representative Racquel McGee, so that you can hear their side of the story. We know you've been part of this process from the very beginning with the kids. How are they doing right now?
Well, for the most part, most of them are doing pretty good. We were really concerned about, their overall health and their condition. We've had reports that a couple kids had gotten sick, apparently from the cold weather and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, all of them are doing well.
I understand that a few of the kids ended up losing their jobs because they were in jail for 3 days. Have you heard anything regarding that?
Yes, when we met with the kids yesterday, there were a couple kids that had lost jobs and were really concerned that they were going to lose their jobs or had already lost their jobs. So they were, feeling like they were going to be able to bounce back and hopefully they would be able to find a job. But because their pictures were posted, it caused them, and of course because they were locked up, it caused them to lose their job, which was very unfortunate.
So, what's the next step in this process to make sure that everybody is taken care of and justice is served?
Well, as the Bartow County NAACP, our focus is to ensure that justice is served and that we want to make sure that these kids are treated fairly and that this never happens again where you have 70 kids arrested for less than an ounce of marijuana at one time. If anybody's done anything wrong or broke the law, then the law has to deal with them. But the innocent folks should not be charged with this. So we're just hoping that the process plays out in their favor. We've met with the authorities here in Bartow County, the sheriff's, the city police department, and they assured us that they're going to do everything they can to resolve this in a manner that's favorable for the kids.
And for the viewers at home that would like to help out and do some type of funding to support you, where can they go?
Well, there's a GoFundMe page that's been set up, and it's GoFundMe Justice for hashtag for Cartersville 70. That's justice hashtag Cartersville 70. And if you want to help with the legal fund for these kids, we're really asking people to please donate to that GoFundMe page.
My understanding is you played a key role in NAACP's involvement in this case.
That's correct. I actually reached out to a colleague of mine who is involved with NAACP, and he's also an attorney. And I asked him if he could look into this and see what's going on in the town in which I grew up in.
What was it that made you determine that this has to involve the NAACP?
For decades, and I actually can say just from my experience living in Cartersville or Bartow County, there have been lots of concerns, questions, and things when it comes to the Cartersville Police Department and Bartow County Sheriff's Department. And a lot of times they aren't addressed within the county, or people talk amongst themselves, but they never really take a step towards a different change or toward someone else possibly helping to ignite change. So I reached outside of the community to reach back into the community to see what we can do and get this on a more broader perspective so we can hold these law enforcement agencies accountable.
Have you had any experience with any of this living inside Bartow County?
Yes, I have personal experience and I also know of experiences. Just growing up in Bartow County, I remember in high school and even when I came home on breaks, I would go to parties. And although I didn't smoke, I don't drink or anything like that, but I never thought that the marijuana that a kid across the room whom I've never spoken to would be thrown on me. If the police were to come in, that was never a concern. And I want people to think about that. We all were young once, and we gain experience from life. And 31 years old, I definitely know, hey, if there's drugs of any sort or alcohol or you need to be careful with your surroundings, pay attention. However, these kids are learning, and it's going to definitely be a good experience. It's a harsh lesson for them, but I also want people to see that we all were young once and we all have made mistakes. You just may not have gotten arrested for it.
So for the people out there, they're asking, why is the NAACP involved in the first place? What would be your response?
Well, the NAACP is a civil rights organization. They're there just to protect civil rights of any citizen. I was there when the representative for civil rights, for the Georgia civil rights and also Bartow County NAACP mentioned that they're there to protect the rights of each and every one of those individuals who were arrested. And there were none black young adults who were arrested, and they are included, and they will be represented by the NAACP as well. At the end of the day, I definitely respect law enforcement agencies, especially in Bartow County, which I'm from here. But I would just like the Bartow County Sheriff's Office and also the Cartersville Police Department to be held accountable. To be held accountable to their profession, but also be held accountable to their community. Everyone deserves a fair chance here, and I want them to be held accountable to that.